A lot of restaurants, cafes, bars, anyone who's like serving food or drink are obviously some of the ones that are hardest hit because they have literally had to close down completely in the UK and in large parts of the rest of the world as well. And so what I wanted to do was come up with 14 different really solid business ideas on ways that you can either just hold on to your brand and keep that relationship with your customer, make money, and generally try and innovate and come up with original new ways to move your business forward, or basically keep yourselves alive, because I know how hard this is and I know the government's help isn't actually particularly that helpful necessarily. So hopefully these will be helpful for you. I'm going to go through some of the more obvious ones, and then there's going to be some more original ones that you might not have heard of. First one, create a takeaway version of your service. So literally keep your kitchen open, that's completely fine. You basically can then just have people coming to you and collecting their favorite dishes. So all you need to basically be doing is organizing the logistics of it, but it's not too much of a logistics thing because it's quite a basic process. This is a really obvious one. Sign up to Deliveroo and all of these others, Just Eat and everything like that. They all do all of it for you, obviously. You know obviously the positives and negatives of that, but it is a real option and they do work. They work for a surprisingly large number of types of dishes. So be open-minded to that. Create your own delivery. So this is some stuff that I've really liked seeing, like book deliveries and all sorts of other processes where you can make it with a twist too. So if you're going to do it, if you're like a fine dining one, you could drop it off in like a beautiful like metal platter, make it like exquisite, put candles on either side of it if you're really like a 5-star dining experience. Or if you're like, you can just make so many more nuances to it. Or if you want to make sure that the food is really well looked after because it's pizza or it's a dish that doesn't travel so well, you can put that personal effort in and make sure that it's done to a really high standard. And with all of the above ones, I want to say another business idea is basically pretty obvious, but you're not going far enough, I think. 10x your safety standards, but not just for the safety of it, but for the communication of it. So tell customers more and more and make it very clear on your website. You need to have a very strong online presence. Otherwise, all of these ideas are going to be a struggle. The Nature Boys that I run with can help you with that if you need it. And then make sure it's all over your website, not just one place, but multiple times where it says you sanitize everything before delivery and after. Your team do all of these processes to make sure that they're sanitized. All of these different things. 10x it, put it on the delivery stuff. Start an online store. So my friend Two Planets in Berlin, he's doing this where he has sold a huge amount of merchandise. He's doing extremely well for himself because he has this amazing community of people. And so they are absolutely loving buying these like hats, whatever, t-shirts, anything you can think of. And it's a lot easier than you think. You do need to have a website. So again, like we can help you with that. And you need to figure out some way of marketing to have an Instagram presence. And again, my agency, the social media agency, can help you with that if you need to. But you can basically do it straight away. Like there's companies also which deal with all of the logistics of creating and delivering those t-shirts and hats and pretty much anything you can think of, mugs, saucepans, anything you can imagine that they do nowadays. And it's a great money earner if you need it and if you've got a good community as well. Creating online courses. So a cooking course in particular is perfect. This is done already huge amounts, like you can learn Italian cooking, Japanese cooking, whatever you like. But how much better would it be if you were like a local Thai restaurant and your professional Thai chef could give you personalized cooking courses live over Facebook or Instagram or something, or you can create a guide where people actually have to pay for this, and they can sign up to learn how to cook their favorite Thai dishes from their favorite Thai restaurant down the road in their own home. Or you could also do this with coffee shops. You could do this with pretty much anything, like how to bake a cake in your favorite whatever store. Run a pub quiz. So you guys might have seen this already. Running a pub quiz is amazing for not only keeping that relationship warm, but you could make money out of it. You could say, whatever, it's a £2 entry for joining this pub quiz. And you could technically have whatever 100 people sign up to that pub quiz each week. But I think as well it's a really great one just to kind of keep the relationship going, which is so key when people are potentially not going to come to visit you for 2 or 3 months potentially, or even more. We don't know. Be super active on social. So social media, people are spending 10 times as long on social media right now. So you have to be active on there. Just basically, firstly, being very clear, do a post saying you are closed down right now. Just make it clear. If that's the case, that's the case. If you're doing takeaway, you really need to be active. You need to make certain that people know that you are still there. If you're doing delivery, you need to be posting all the time. Stories especially are the place now on Instagram, so you need to be doing twice as much of those. More stories than posts are more important. Again, if you need help with social media, that's what my agency does. And this will allow people to know that you exist still. Otherwise, they're not going to have any other reminders. They're not going to walk down the high street and see you being open. Cocktail making classes. So this is a really nice one. You could literally do a live of this, or you could get like gated content and make people pay if you want to, however you like, and have literally if you're a bar and you've got this like, you know, amazing bartender who can create these amazing, whatever, the perfect old fashioned, like my brother currently is having a great time doing that. You could create the perfect old fashioned masterclass and have one of your guys or girls stood at your bar or wherever you want and create the perfect old fashioned, and you can get everybody to kind of get like a to-do list of the ingredients that they need to create that for themselves beforehand. Run a Kickstarter. So obviously you could be potentially much worse off in this situation. You could have had to completely close down and you're in a position where it is looking like you might even go into bankruptcy, which is a really horrible reality which some businesses are facing. And we already we have around 80, 90 clients, and we've had 4 of them already have gone bankrupt. Or bankrupt or closing down in one form or another. So it is happening. And so a Kickstarter or some kind of crowdfunding will allow you to potentially just reach out to your audience and just say, we are on the edge of having to completely close down for good. If you've loved us, if you have enjoyed our service over the years, please do support us in this moment. Sell vouchers for future meals. So obviously if you're a restaurant, this also works for like if you do coffee, if you do pretty much anything, if you do cakes, whatever you like, you could say for everybody who is going to purchase 5 pizza vouchers, then they can get 10 pizzas when you guys reopen. So obviously that's a 50% discount, whatever it might be. But again, if you've got like a nice community of people and they're like, you know what, like I'm gonna want pizza from these guys and I also want them to stay open and not die over this period. So they're gonna be supportive for you. You'd be surprised at how supportive people are. So post over social media about this. You can do quite a simple online store. Again, I can help you with that if you need. And just create a simple process for people to kind of pre-purchase at a particularly strong discount future food or drinks. You could do it for coffee, you could do it for pretty much anything you can think of. Create a recipe book. So this could also be a drinks recipe book as well as a food recipe book, but I love this as well. This is like, if you're like famous for the best toasties in the whole of London or the whole of Berlin or wherever you are, create a recipe book for that. So come up with like just amazing, like all of the stuff that people love about your place, show people how to do it, and you could come up with the 15 recipes of your entire menu or something, and then people can buy that for £40 or $40 or 40 yen or whatever, wherever you are in the world right now. And 13, create a coffee subscription service. So these already exist. So there's like Pact, and there's all these others that have existed. But if you're like a local coffee place, and say coffee houses especially have really loyal customers from what I've seen, where you have this kind of base of whatever, 100, 200 people, and they are like all over you. Like they come to you, see you every single day, like, and they've not got their routine anymore. So the idea of them being able to make their favorite coffee is just a dream, isn't it? So I think creating a very simple process where you could just say to your local area, post it over Instagram, I'm going to be happy to deliver once a week on your bike. You can cycle around and deliver packs of their favorite coffee that they always get, and you could throw in maybe a coffee grinder as like an upsell for an extra 30, 40 pounds so they can grind it up themselves. You could do coffee lessons in whatever it's called, making coffee. I can't remember the name of that thing right now. And yeah, it's a really easy one to do, and you could then suddenly have a really loyal base of coffee subscribers. And the very last one, which is my favorite, is just prepare for the end of this. So throw a huge fucking party. So go as big as you possibly can with this. And create the event now. So you could sell tickets for it now. You can say, like, we'd really appreciate people booking a seat at this event today. We're going to be doing this amazing, huge, awesome taster session. We're all going to have drinks, and we're going to celebrate the fact that this crap is over with, and we can finally get back to our normal lives. And just put it TBC. So just say to them, make a joke out of it. Say, like, obviously we don't know when this is over yet, but it is going to be over. And so let's have something to look forward to, and let's create an amazing event to be excited about going forward. So yeah, there's my 14 ideas. I think there's a lot of creativity in that, and I think that's the answer. Hopefully these also might have spurred your own ideas. Either way, please do get in touch if you want more professional help with any of this. I run an agency called The Nature Boys. It's a social media agency. And please do share this as well if you know any kind of restaurateurs, cafe owners, or anything like that. And hopefully it can help them too. Thanks.